else to watch in that attack group for the Bison. Getting ready for the opening draw, or opening face-off. Colin Mcloy for Bucknell. And over for Merrimack, it is Daniel Bezrutchenko, the transfer from St. Rose College. And the opening possession won by Bucknell. Off and running we go as John Young with the ground ball, but a loose ball, a chance here early for Merrimack. Called to last year's start, it was Bucknell that got on the board first. This year, it's Merrimack that gets on the board. Both teams looking for that first win of the season. Season opener for both as Bezrutchenko, right off the rip, wins the faceoff. Quickly sandwiched by a slew of Bison, but somehow evades pressure. But a cause takeaway by this Bucknell defense. And off and running is Jack Tully. Points in his freshman year. And he comes up with a big goal there to equalize things at 1 early. Scrum at midfield for the face-off. And it's high-pointed well by John Young of Bucknell. Then quickly coughed up and controlled by Hunter Johnson of the Warriors. Finally, Will Pickering picks it up. Bison trying to settle this possession down, having a hard time locating. Again, just to remind you at home, this is the first game of the season for both teams, so I'm sure knocking off some of that winter workout rust, if you will. Have played a lot of lacrosse together throughout their career. And Bucknell grabbing their first lead of the ball game with 10:04 to go in the opening frame. Both teams fighting to come out undefeated to start the season. Bezrutchenko does not take the face-off. Johnson flicks it back and wins it. Quickly coughed up, though, by Jack Parker. So Bucknell's defense starting to come to life here. Getting settled in and getting through the feeling out process. Ball still loose. A whistle that early off the goal by John Savino. It has been 3 unanswered goals by Bucknell. Ball still loose, and Bezrutchenko comes blazing down. Fires and scores. Right off the face-off, talk about an answer, and Merrimack cuts down on the deficit to make it 3-2. Bezrutchenko, not much of a goal scorer last year at his previous stop at College of St. Rose. Griffin Chiazzo trying to keep himself engaged, especially with how engaged Luke Renault has been in goal for Bucknell. But Bezrutchenko getting things picked back up for Merrimack after the offense going silent over the last few minutes. Once again, it's Bezrutchenko on the face-off win. It's absolutely annihilated going off the field as well. Trying to come away 1-0 to start the 25 campaign, but one of these teams will start the season winless after this afternoon. Sunny day, but a little chilly here in Lewisburg. Ben Concepcion taking the face-off for Bucknell. A scrum ensues with Bucknell coming away with it. Jack Tully right off the rip. Bison trying to go back in front as we have seesaw. 4 first-quarter goals given up. Already much more offense being put together through the first couple minutes in this one as opposed to last year's meeting. Just 5 total first-quarter goals by the two teams and already 7 with still 5:46 to go. Concepcion nearly sneaks away, but won by Merrimack. So Mack. And just the start that Coach Frank Federaca and company loves in the first game of the 25 season. Early jump for Merrimack, so Bucknell with possession. And Merrimack started the game 1-0 after take the laundry off the carpet. Either way, Merrimack creeping their way back into this ball game. Both teams still trying to locate. Absolute sword fight at midfield. And Concepcion nearly sneaks away with it. But Merrimack whistled for the violation, so it gives the on whether or not that goal was going to stand or not, but it sure does. And Hopkins stretches that lead a little bit further for Bucknell, trying to get some breathing room with them and Merrimack in the second ever meeting between these two teams. Zarumsky wins the faceoff, picks up the ground ball. Avenge a loss from last year to Merrimack. Bucknell trying to search for its first ever win against Merrimack. Picked up by Bucknell's John Young. 40 seconds to go. The Bison can double up. So no matter what happens here, Bucknell heads into the second quarter in front and in charge. 8-4 in the 2025 season for that season opening win. And for Bucknell, maybe a little added incentive to avenge last year's loss as a new goalie is slotted in already for Merrimack. And it looks to be Anthony Kulturide. Scoring ability, all Patriot League second team performer last year, was the Patriot League Rookie of the Year his freshman season. And he's got a chance to really set the Patriot League ablaze during his senior campaign. Bison getting a little too handsy, so it goes back for just 2 games as a freshman. His dad, a phenomenal lacrosse player at UMass, quickly inserts his name into the equation today, but still a 4-goal deficit for this Warriors team to overcome. Mcloy tries to ward off the Warriors. Flings it back for Tully, but quickly scooped up by Bowman. Can't sift through. Tully pulls it down and tries to read, and he is flexing that muscle today. Had 5 goals last year against Merrimack. He's up to 4 this year. And this time his team playing significantly better and could very well cruise to their first win of 2025. But that 8-4 hole that Merrimack started in after the first 15 minutes, they're still feeling the ramifications of that slow start. Less than 4 minutes to go until the half, which, speaking of halftime, don't go anywhere because we've got a little Patriot League preseason men's and women's lacrosse goal and 1 assist. So the efficiency really shining through here for this Bucknell offense. Whistle goes against Merrimack, so Bucknell again with a chance to lengthen this lead even further. And for us broadcasters, Jack Ridenauer here with you as both teams looking to start the year 1-0 after this one. The faceoffs pretty even in that first quarter, in that first half. And a good job by Concepcion to sneak away with it. Meyer, ripper, and it's well offline. Talked about Meyer and his strong season he had last year. Again, last year had 12 goals for this Bison team. Really strong freshman season. Again, was playing more of an attack position last year. He's been flipped over to midfield to try and give a little bit of variety in the attack department for Bucknell. So far, it has paid off. Merrimack trying to prevail and win this faceoff, and they can't fully do so. Brunner being enough of a pest to cause it free. Gets raked away, and then it's Meyer that scoops it. Off to Davis. This could be trouble, and it is for Merrimack. Connor Davis, the ball game, or at least back from the locker room for the Bison, so a good sign there for the Bison. But either way, Merrimack still trying to avoid more first win of the season. And right now, Merrimack is really setting themselves back on the losing of the faceoffs. Yet again, another one won by the Bison. Tallarico rifles it to Grandolfo. Escapes away. Right now. It looks like there might be as our wonderful producer and director Terry Burke says, Merrimack running against the wind. Want to run with the wind to your back? Give a big shout out to Terry Burke. So, you go back to his freshman season, he was on the Tia Wharton watch list. And for you at home that are unaware, the Tia Wharton Award is essentially the Heisman Trophy in college lacrosse. So Davis has had himself on the national map going back to his first year here in Lewisburg. And what a start to his senior campaign it's been this afternoon. A scrum fort, and Young extracts it free. Finally able to excavate it away from Merrimack. Can't reiterate it enough. Coming into this year, Coach Federaca again spoke so highly of Connor Davis. Somebody that has just improved each and every single year. One of the best goal scorers, not only to wear a Bison uniform, but in the Patriot League as well. Oh my! Panetti gets leveled. Merrimack looking to build some momentum off the big hit. 148 career points. And he's continued that here in his career in college. Face-off won by Merrimack, one of the few that they've been able to accomplish here in this second half. And for Bucknell, who was worst in the Patriot League last year out of 9 teams in man-up goals on the season. It's one there. Final 90 seconds remain. Ball kicks up. He's got it. That's John Young. Now for Merrimack, they are again just left picking up the pieces here. 14-goal deficit. It is a 20-5 response after Merrimack started the game 1-0 in the opening minutes of the first quarter. Concepcion wins another face-off. Flag flies in with 8 seconds to play. So this presumed afternoon. And before the end of the third quarter, there was a little action with Zane Cota of Merrimack warming up. Presumably the third goalkeeper for the Warriors, because, again, after the starter, Griffin Chiazzo pretty much gets pulled after that first quarter with 8 goals allowed. Kulturitis has been able to try and ride it out since, but things have now unraveled quickly here for the Warriors. That through the car and probably to the street at this point. They've been so dominant offensively. Jack Ridenauer here with you for the next 6.5 minutes as the Bison inching closer and closer to getting revenge from last year's loss to Merrimack. The 2-time U.S. High School All-American out of Rye High School in New York. But here in his junior campaign, comes up with 3 goals. One of 4 players this afternoon for the Bison to have a hat trick or more. Kovacs with 3 goals, Hopkins with 3 goals, Meyer has 4, and then obviously Davis, the shining star, with 8. But could not stop that one. Looking ahead for these two teams after today, Bucknell back on the road for the next 4 games. They'll head up north to New York to take on St. Bonaventure, then head to take on Dartmouth, play Coach Frank Federaka's alma mater in Hobart, and then a Patriot League opener on March